Well, Happy New Year, everybody. Hopefully you had a wonderful New Year's Eve, or if you're watching this the day after because you had a little bit too much to drink, you had maybe a little bit too hearty of a celebration. Okay, well, hopefully you're having a good Monday. No, but with all that said, there was a supposed big old story that happened at the end of last week, at the end of December. Okay, oh my God, we finally released Trump's tax returns, and brother, what a fucking nothing burger. Couple that with the fact that, yeah, January 6th, the subcommittee, what was the best thing that they ended up doing? Releasing his tax returns. Oh, and before that, oh, we're gonna subpoena Trump. Oh, he's a bad man. We got information. Adam Schiff, we got everything on him. Oh, what we're gonna do, we're gonna drag him in front of the panel. And then they withdrew their subpoena for Trump. So guess what? They didn't have fuck all. Okay, all they wanted to get was some headlines. All they wanted to do was just try to humiliate Trump. And guess what, guys? I've said this multiple times before. Oh, okay, cool. They voted to release Trump's tax returns. Guess what? I'm not a CPA. Chances are you're not a CPA. It takes a high-level accountant in order to properly do a billionaire's tax returns. So what is the average person going to glean from that? A lot of big numbers on there, and some of that stuff doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense. But at the end of the day, other than going in and trying to confirm your bias, you're not really going to find all that much. So we'll get to that here in a second. But first and foremost, yes, about the withdrawn subpoena. I don't know, man. Does this just once again confirm that Adam Schiff is a total fucking huckster? Like, is anybody going to take this motherfucker seriously anymore? January 6th, House Select Committee withdrew its subpoena of former President Donald Trump, which prompted a victory lap from his attorneys and former Commander-in-Chief himself. Panel's chairman, Bennet Thompson, is like, oh, well, my panel's going to be disappearing here real soon, so, yeah, we won't need to be talking to Trump anytime soon, but we already recommended that he should be, oh, yeah, he needs to definitely be charged with something, though, a conspiracy to commit a conspiracy. That seems pretty plausible, but we don't want to let him talk or anything like that. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. So if you want to go ahead and confirm that it's a show trial, this is once again the best evidence. But just to reiterate something I said a fair few times last year, the number one way that you can totally 1000% confirm that Trump or his successor would win in 2024 is to indict Trump on anything, okay? Because people are going to think. People are already set in their ways on this stuff. Half of the country, I don't know, I'll just go ahead and use that hack phrase here for a second. Half of the country already thinks that he's basically Hitler, and the other half are just nefarious sycophants that are just going to believe him wherever he goes. But if you withdraw his ability to push back against any of the questioning is revoked from him, you take forever to go through the boxes of evidence that they found at the Mar-a-Lago residence, only to come up with a couple of, yeah, we kind of think maybe potentially there's something that's here, and we just want to basically get rid of him because that's what two of the people that were on this panel that's been dissolved, they just wanted him to be disqualified for running for office. So we'll just go ahead and 1000% confirm that. You would go ahead and ensure that Ron DeSantis or whoever would show up in the wake of an absentee Trump for 2024 would steamroll their way to victory. Obviously, I think with all of this fucking pressure on top, it already pushes Trump across that finish line, but we'll have to wait to see. We'll have to see what the new ballot tabulators have to say about that. But anyways, but Bennet Thompson said in a letter to Trump's attorneys that the committee is no longer pursuing the subpoena that was issued in October with the former president's testimony and documents regarding the January 6th incident at the Capitol. Huh, funny. Right. Yeah, that happened all the way back in October. Holy fuck. Just before the midterms. Oh, see, we got Trump. We got him on something. We got to subpoena him because he's such a bad man. Make sure to vote D in the upcoming midterms. Regardless of what you think could have potentially happened, some conversations that we can have over on Rumble, if that's the way that you want to go about some of this stuff. Mass media and the Democrats threw the fucking kitchen sink out there. They threw fucking everything to make sure that they looked the best going into that election. And, well, from an uncritical eye, it really looked like it worked. So guess what? 2024 is going to get started. We probably got a 6 months lead time, okay? But just wait until the new Congress gets sworn in. I can only wait. Shit is going to get fucking wild, especially on the media front, because the Democrats, they don't have control of the House anymore. They got something going up in the Senate, but it's once again just attention-seeking behavior from Kyrsten Sinema. Back to this. In the light of the imminent end of our investigation, the Select Committee can no longer pursue the specific information covered by the subpoena, Thompson wrote in a December 28th letter. We already get the headlines. We won't bother Trump. We'll see him in a few years. Therefore, through this letter, I hereby formally withdraw the subpoena issued to former President Trump and notify you that he is no longer obligated to comply or produce records in response to said subpoena. Harmeet Dillon, an attorney for Trump hired after being subpoenaed, celebrated the panel's decision to put the subpoena away. She is also the same Harmeet Dillon that is seeking the RNC chair, and God willing, she will be the next chairwoman. After my firm filed suit on separation of power grounds to block January 6th House Select Committee's illegitimate subpoena of President Trump over his activities while president, the committee waved the white flag and withdrew the subpoena. We're confident in victory, she added. In court, given precedent and refusal of prior presidents to testify in Congress, January 6th committee wasted millions for a purely political witch hunt, total abuse of power, and power serving no legitimate legislative purpose. Exactly. It's a one-sided witch trial. It's, hey, take a look at how bad Orange Man is in a bunch of videos you've already seen before, and they can be altered, they can be doctored, they can be totally taken out of context, and you have to fucking believe everything. And hey, we'll just grab anybody that was loosely affiliated with the Trump administration. Remember Cassidy Hutchinson, the cute little girl that was down there, and she had all the dirt on Trump and how he used a whole bunch of truck foo in order to commandeer the beast. It's so amazing. He could just go ahead and operate another vehicle that he wasn't even in, but she knew because she talked to a guy who heard from another guy that was definitely what happened, and everybody took that as gospel. So stunning and brave, you fucking dorks. You got confirmation bias. You heard what you wanted to hear, and then you fucking ran with it. What else does anybody remember from that disgusting fucking witch hunt of a trial? It went on for months, bro. There was even a primetime hearing about it. Oh my God. And what did it amount to? Nothing. Fucking nothing. Oh, we're gonna subpoena Trump. We're gonna bring him in. And it's like, well, guess what? It was all a show. It was all a fucking scam. Trump, too, addressed the matter of the cancellation in a post on Truth Social, his social media platform. Okay, thanks. I almost forgot for a second. Was just advised that the unselect committee get it unselect because they aren't very bright individuals. They're not our best, I would say, of political thugs. Has withdrawn the subpoena of me concerning the January 6th protest of the crooked 2020 presidential election. You know my thoughts on the 2020 election, okay? I think if I would have been brought down there, I would have told them a couple of things. I would have been able to tell my truth on this situation, which is also my social media platform, in case you don't remember. I would have been able to tell them the truth on this stuff, and they wouldn't have liked that. No. I've heard from some people, from great people. Okay, I have great people around me, and they were telling me that it just would have been so bad for them, very bad for them. I would have made them look very, very silly, and we don't want them to look silly because they are great representatives. Well, some of them, not so many on that unselect committee, but thankfully I don't have to be bothered going up to the swamp in order to discuss this stuff any further. Trump's mentioning of the FBI. Oh wow, what did he talk about the FBI in regards about? Okay, they probably did so because they knew I did nothing wrong, or they were about to lose in court. Probably a little out of column A, a little out of column B. Perhaps the FBI's involvement in rigging an election. Which one are you talking about? Are you talking about the one that was confirmed by the Twitter files? Couldn't possibly be meaning that one. In any event, the subpoena is dead. Oh, okay. Trump's mentioning the FBI is likely in reference to the explosive Twitter files disclosures that show there was an effort by the agency to discredit leaked information about Hunter Biden's laptop ahead of the 2020 presidential election. Yep. But it's kind of funny, now that I think about it, and this is the way we're going to segue over to Trump's taxes. Okay, there was full court press by mass media in order to discredit the very legitimate, very honest, very true Hunter Biden laptop story. Okay, but they are more than willing to run with the leaking of Trump's documents. Now I understand, okay, that, the Democrats, they got them. They voted that Orange Man is really bad and we need to put his taxes out there. Did he consent to that? Nope, he fought tooth and nail to have those undercover. Why exactly? I don't know, man. Maybe it was just one of those things. It's like, we want to see him. And it's like, I don't want you to see him because that's a power play. It's like, at the end of the day, it really doesn't mean that much to him. It's kind of like a sandwich that you don't really want, okay? You got plenty of lunch. You don't really need that second sandwich that your mom packs you at school, okay? But somebody else wants it. But you can use that as a bargaining chip, okay? That's the way that he was using his taxes, especially after the revelation that, yeah, well, he was in office and also campaigning in office. Everything was on the up and up, and in fact he lost money while in office. I don't know how you spin that as a big win. On the other side, maybe that's because it didn't trend at all whatsoever. This happened on Friday, okay? And I understand that the Andrew Tate stuff mostly dominated the news cycle, but you finally, after years and years and years of fighting and trying to get Trump's tax returns, you finally get them released, and nothing, absolutely nothing, bro. Only just once again, like Rachel Maddow. Which year did she have? 2013. It was mid 2010s. She got a tax return, and the only thing that it turned up was that Trump paid his taxes. He paid a lot of taxes, and the percentage of tax that he paid was higher than that of Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden. It's like, wow, Trump's a good man. He uses the tax code appropriately, and the people around him seem to be on the up and up. And that's, once again, what we ended up finding here. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Former President Donald Trump and his wife Melania reported negative income in 4 of the 6 years covered by the couple's joint tax returns, which were released on Friday by the Democrat-controlled House and Ways Committee. Oh, House Ways and Means Committee. I'm sorry. It doesn't fucking matter. While the committee earlier published a report and some documents that reveal details about Trump's income and taxes paid, the panel on December 30th made a full set of tax documents public. A complete assortment of tax return documents, which cover the years 2015 to 2020, consisted of over 2,700 pages. And I'm sure there's some shit dicks over in mass media and Vice and Vox that are probably combing through this stuff and trying to find something, but you know, professionals over at the IRS have already gone through this shit because he's been audited, he's been reviewed by the IRS every single fucking year because, again, he's a billionaire. He employs a lot of fucking people. He has a lot of real estate. He's involved in business dealings across the world. Okay, if he would have fucked up, okay, we would have known about it at the time. So yeah, the 2,700 individual returns from Trump and Melania and 3,000 from his businesses. How did they get away with releasing his businesses? Okay, because those are private entities. Those are being stewarded by his son Eric, I do believe, at this point in time. I don't know why those get released. This really does seem like leaked information. I'm just saying, it's like, this is democracy at its fucking worst. This is the old saying that it's a democracy is 2 wolves and a sheep voting on what's for dinner. Key information found in the tax returns includes the fact that the Trumps reported negative income in 4 of the 6 years covered by the documentation and paid around $1.8 million in taxes. Yeah, well, the rich people need to pay their fair share. Negative income, $1.8 million in taxes. Close. Okay. Release of the documents prompted a sharp rebuke from Trump, who warned that the move sets a dangerous precedent. Yes, because now if anybody decides it, they can just vote and release information about anybody that they want to. And, oh, if you hold public office, we can just go ahead and dox all your information. The Democrats should have never done it. The Supreme Court should have never approved it. And it's going to lead to horrible things for so many people. Yeah, exactly, because you just kicked open a fucking door that you aren't going to be happy about opening up. It's also why everybody was saying that, okay, with all of the calls from the left to end the filibuster in the Senate, it's like, eventually you're going to fucking need that, okay? Kind of thought that you might need it in 2022, but, you know, shit happens. The Democrat-led panel earlier released preliminary information about Trump's tax returns. Representative Kevin Brady, the top Republican on the House Ways and Means Committee, opposed the move and argued that information contained in such disclosures could be spun by political foes. Yes, by about half of the country, 81 million people, allegedly, well, if you can say on some of them. It's the power to embarrass, harass, and destroy Americans through disclosure of their tax returns. Nearly half a century, the political enemies list is back in Washington, D.C., and we worry this will unleash a cycle of political retribution in Congress. Yeah, exactly. You release them to the American people, but bro, everybody has the fucking internet, okay? So guess what? Enemies, both domestic and abroad, God can look at this shit. It's not great. It's really not fucking great. Great USA divide is now will now grow far worse. Radical left Democrats have weaponized everything, but remember, that is a dangerous two-way street. Yeah, because guess what? Now you can go back and release all the tax returns and the business returns, the likes of the Clinton Foundation during the time that Hillary was in public office. If you want to go that direction, you can go ahead and do that at your own risk, of course. The Biden family, you can go ahead and vote for that because, hey man, precedent's already been set. Roger Stone, a longtime Trump ally, took to Twitter to say he expects the tax returns to show the former president made a lot of money, but thanks to loopholes in the tax law. It's not loopholes, bro. It's tax codes that's on the fucking book. Depreciation of assets, okay? That's why he's in fucking real estate. There are so many depreciation clauses that you can use in order to mitigate your tax bill. And that's what so many people, so many idiots that'll be delving through this stuff. Oh, he only paid that much, but I paid this much. He's also got payroll tax on top of that. There's a way that you can spread out your taxes across a very long time frame and then also mitigate those with a bunch of other clauses, okay? And that's what Trump said back during the presidential debates of 2016, okay? Yeah, that's right. I paid my taxes and I used the laws that you guys passed. Everybody should be. If you have a tax break available to you, you would be retarded not to act on that. And your accountant would be committing malfucking practice, or whatever the version of that is. I predict that Donald Trump's taxes are going to show that he made a lot of money, but didn't pay a lot of tax because he took advantage of the loopholes in the tax laws. Yes, passed by the very people who are releasing his tax returns. Stone wrote, that makes him smart, not dumb. Exactly. Fucking exactly. The documents indicate that Trump's businesses at times reported significant losses on tax returns, which can be used to offset tax liabilities. That's just a little insight as to what he can ultimately do with those. For instance, Trump's 2020 business tax filings show that DJT Holdings, remember, a lot of that shit is fucking real estate, branding of hotels, a bunch of golf courses as well. And what happened in 2020? I wonder, were there a bunch of people going to hotels and also going to golf courses, or were those shut down? Big think on that one. A holding company for numerous Trump investments reported an income loss of minus $40.5 million. That's a big old fucking hit. Some of Trump's businesses lost money, such as Trump National Golf Club, minus $1.37 million. Trump Old Post Office, LLC, minus $23 million. Others made money, like Trump National Golf Club in Washington, D.C., $2.6 million, and the Jupiter Golf Club, wouldn't that be in Jupiter, Florida? $874,890. There you go. Various eligible deductions were added, such as around $1.1 million in rent and $3.2 million in depreciation. There it is. Okay. Another $19 million in negative income was added, bringing in the total so-called ordinary business income for that year at minus $59.9 million. Oh, see, that means that Trump's not a very good businessman. Well, he also had his time preoccupied with a pretty important job. I'm just saying. We can go down this, and it's just once again, just the exact same thing. Okay, in 2020, Trump reported a loss of $4.8 million and paid $0 in federal taxes. Pay your fair share on your losses, okay? The ability to offset tax liabilities by businesses' operating expenses is also why in 3 of the 6 years covered by the returns, 15, 16, 17, Trump reported an income tax liability of just $750. Wow, a filing fee based on the fact that he depreciated his losses and also spread them out along a long period of time. Wow, who could have possibly seen that coming? No, exactly. Real good fucking investigative work right there. And maybe this is a reason why it didn't trend, because there's nothing to it. But like I said, or rather, like another Don said, setting a dangerous precedent with this shit. You have no idea what you're beginning with by kicking open the doors to releasing personal documents, private documents of public figures. Turnabout is fair play, fuckers. But with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. And once again, Happy New Year, everyone. Take care.